to start.
Well, also copyright, but
what do you?
They're not gonna hear it.
There's music you can listen to that's not copyrighted, and also if you think that I can't listen to two things at once without my brain breaking, I'm offended.
well, also at least one of us here is autistic, so maybe also factor
Oh,
that
I
in.
thought that guy
I
was just
also
big.
autistic.
He was just flying.
I just have really bad ADHD, and maybe.
I am a different breed of autistic. Let's put it that way.
Yes. We can be different breeds of autistic because it means that I'm better than you.
You are.
So you want beef? That's what you're saying.
No, listen. I thought that. What do I call you, anyways? Moonlit.
You can call me
my name
Dawn
is-
or
my
Moon.
na-
Either works.
I thought that Dawn informed you all that my only choice in life is violence.
Moon.
Yeah.
Moon.
No, Moon did not.
The stream title still
Oh,
says Slime
heck!
Rancher.
Gosh dang it! I forget every time.
And the game and the stream title still say Slime Rancher.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah.
We need to go back on that Slime Rancher server.
We need to go back on that stream.
What?
Let's see here. Where's my streaming skin? There it is.
Streaming skin?
I don't have a streaming
Hello.
skin, so instead, what? This is a parkour challenge?
You're a parkour challenge.
What?
Is that a third? Wait.
I love the first one to laugh was Necro.
No, gosh dang it.
Necro doesn't laugh at shit I say.
What are you talking about? I laugh at a lot of things you say.
Necro, go with me for the sake of the fucking joke.
Okay,
Anyways.
fine.
Is that a grenade?
I love you to pieces,
Okay,
Necro.
Am I the only person that sees the blue? Is that an axe blade? I can't
What?
tell. It's
What's
not
an axe blade?
Fuck,
We're-
it's not.
We're
something.
streaming, Fleshy. What are you going on about?
Fleshy, have you been taking the whippets again, Fleshy? Have you been hallucinating?
Maybe I haven't been. I've been out of my medication for a bit, and I'm going.
Moon.
Yeah?
So.
Moon, you suck at jumping. I just want to be clear about that.
Listen,
Listen, I think you need to get better at jumping. It's clear you've got some skills. to
Listen,
work on.
no. I'm gonna say what my voice teacher said to me. Okay, do what you just did, but better. Okay, hello, Moth.
oh, Mom, hi. Oh, y'all. Okay, I'm gonna.
broken again. I can't send anything.
I think my mouse sensitivity is a little broken.
Your mouse sensitivity and also probably your spacebar.
What do you mean? And also my spacebar. That's just
Also,
me being bad.
also potentially your hand is broken. I think.
And also, I said also potentially your spacebar because you missed that jump 5 times in a row.
Ow.
Moth, you're correct. Oh, that lagged me.
Oh, that's fucking brilliant.
Gosh dang it.
God, you know what you should do one day,
What?
Moon? You should see if there's any, like, active Minecraft Hunger Games maps.
Oh, that'd be great.
I looked for a long time and I could not find any.
There is.
God, there's some great
If
Hunger
you
Games
have
maps,
some-
though.
If you have some, I would love some recommendations.
No,
You
if you
literally,
can get a good group of people together to do a Hunger Games while we're on the podcast.
Oh, that'd be so much
and
fun.
you do that fucking Dr. Seuss map. Oh, ooh.
You see, I only have like 5 friends because I don't need more than that. So I
sure
don't have enough
Jesus.
people to run. I
Eh,
don't have
sure
enough
fucking-
people to do.
Jesus, you plus Moon. That's already like what, 7? Sure need like.
I can't believe Moon has 2 friends total.
Well,
No, I can get
Apparently, I
Necro.
do not exist.
I can get
Good.
Necro, Moth,
yeah.
Fleshy
Yeah.
in on it. Dalton, can not join us.
Dalton cannot join because Dalton is poor.
Ha, cry about it. I'm also gonna cry about this. I'm failing so
Just-
bad.
Just haha, poor.
War. I can't send anything. Why?
And Moon can't jump. We're all learning what we can't do this stream.
And I'm about to
Alright.
drink caffeine for the first time.
Moon, what the fuck are you doing? You're not even
Okay.
jumping half the time. What is
Because
going
I hit
on?
like the space bar and it doesn't do it.
Oh my
There's a problem. My screen is not working on the game as well. Oh, there it goes.
Are you just
I had to
playing?
die.
Hey, it's alright. You know who else can't jump?
Your
The
mom.
governor of Texas.
Oh gosh, are we gonna get on that topic?
No, he's been jumping through hoops already. I think he can jump pretty well.
I was making a joke about the fact that his legs don't function, but okay, Plushie. No,
Oh.
speaking of which, me and my voice teacher were talking about Greg Abbott, and I was like, you know what they need to do? They just need to put stairs on the entrances to all the political offices, just so that way he can't do anything anymore.
Wait, his legs don't work?
He's in a wheelchair. Do you not know this?
No, I don't pay attention to somebody I don't care for.
Valid.
Well, he's also trying to take away your rights, so maybe also pay attention to that, you know?
Oh, that lagged me.
I'm more worried about the rights than what he looks like.
But then you can get jokes though. Like that's the thing.
That is true.
Wait, what? Oh, yeah.
Like
Alright,
everybody.
hold on. I need to do my stream intro before we get too far. Hey everybody, and welcome to the stream. We're gonna be doing Hypixel. Yeah, no, listen, it's my stream too. We're gonna be
Deafen.
doing Hypixel. We're gonna be doing. I'm not gonna deafen. No, listen. If you guys say words, then that's just gonna be in the intro, and I have to deal
Cry
with that.
about it, Hecker.
I'm actively crying right now.
Good.
Naked babies,
It's
naked babies,
happening.
naked babies, naked babies, naked babies, naked babies, naked babies, naked babies.
What the fuck?
Alright, what are you? All of you fools in the VC, could I get your Minecraft username so I can invite you to this party?
It's
Okay.
just me.
Guess
It's
what?
just also Moonlit
I don't-
Dawn.
I
I
don't
don't-
really like saying mine out loud, but Plushy Walter, 7-5.
Why have I seen this exact moment happen before? What?
That's a mood, Necro.
Moon, what are you doing?
I'm
Like,
struggling.
See, and I still the fucking.
Okay, neither one of you have given. Can you
I
Yeah,
just
type
I'll-
it somewhere?
Yeah, it's just.
I gave mine.
Oh, well,
Also,
I
I can't
can't
send anything.
spell.
Okay, here's the
I
thing. I
can't
can't
spell.
send anything. My Wi-Fi's broken again.
That
I
sounds
hated
like
Join
That sounds like a suboptimal situation if your internet just straight up is not working.
Oh yeah, yo,
halfway.
I have.
Did you just use the word suboptimal unironically?
Yes, and I will continue to use it unironically, along with other things like.
Yo, before we get to
odd.
gaming, I have something to do.
Also,
Just quiet down
Moon?
for a second.
just Kobe to quiet down.
Yeah, I wanted my mic to pick up the sound of me opening the Epic Puggers Starlight Coat.
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
you're gonna try the start. Okay, wait, stop. Before you do that, let me do the intro
Yeah, oh,
because
yeah, yeah.
we're not gonna get over this many viewers.
Yeah.
Hi, not Spawn.
I'm gonna quickly. Oh wait, I can't. Moon, could you mute creation in your version of the call?
I cannot believe this is happening to me.
I'm just
Gotcha.
making sure you don't sabotage our intro the way I sabotage.
Alright, I've muted creation. I can't hear them.
Okay, are we ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yes,
Yeah.
we are.
I believe so.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Agony of Moon podcast, a podcast where Moon plays video games, we talk about random shit, and Moon suffers because of it. On this podcast, we have a special guest who Moon should be unmuting in the next 3 seconds.
Yep. Got
It
it.
is Creation.
Hello, I am Creation. creation, otherwise known as toylucent. You should come watch me on
No.
twitch.tv/toylucent.
No promotion.
I'm.
It's okay, guys. I'll
Okay,
promote my
hold
own
on.
stream and that
I
stream
was
later.
just about to say, me and Necro plug ourselves all the time.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
can't
yeah.
exactly
Yes,
get
y'all
onto
are
them
a
for
part-
that.
y'all
Yeah,
are
I
a
was
part of the
just saying
podcast,
how I'd get them.
For
back to-
today,
I'm
creation is
part
also
of the
part of the
podcast.
podcast. So
Okay, fine.
I am a loser.
I can't believe I've been invited as a guest and immediately disowned by the podcast that
Fuck yeah.
invited me. No longer a part of this
let
team.
me be clear. I am the host of the podcast. Plushie does not speak for the Agony of Moon in any legal or any.
Understood.
I'm just the owner.
You may not
be
realize
fair.
this.
Oh wait, I
Mo-
missed your
Listen,
invite.
Moon, I cannot believe I send you this perfect invite and you completely ignore it to
Because
fail at parkour.
Moon's just failing at parkour over and over again.
It happens.
Moon, what are you doing?
Failing.
Moon.
Alright, y'all, I have the Starlight Coke. Who wants me to drink it instead of fail?
Yes, I was just about to say you went out and bought the Starlight Coke. I want to see your reaction live or here, I guess.
Excuse me?
I
said
could run
I
out
just-
there and see it.
I just took a
going to run directly at you and watch you drink
I just
it.
took a sip. What is that flavor? Excuse me?
No, it's a
the
weird.
flavor is Starlight.
It's
obviously.
actually it's space flavored. It says it on the label actually, but like
It doesn't taste like space.
it's a weird flavor, but it's like the way I described it was like birthday cake ice cream but berries. Like that's how I go.
It's like cotton candy.
I'm
but to the
drinking it
left.
right now as well.
Cotton candy but to the left is also acceptable.
Yeah.
I
Cotton
like it
candy
though.
to the
It's
left.
good.
It's a great flavor,
think-
honestly.
Oh yeah, my
I
Wi-Fi
wish it just
says
wasn't
no internet.
caffeinated.
Pull out. You know what I love about my Wi-Fi? It never really
You could've-
fully goes out.
There's probably like a diet version that doesn't have caffeine that you could have got had you looked.
I was on a time crunch. There was food in the car, and I didn't want it to get cold.
Was it a time consumes
Can we appreciate the fact that my Wi-Fi never really fully goes out, so I can stay in VC as long as I have my Wi-Fi?
You're like Zox and Falchion. You never truly die.
Exactly. Wait, Zox died at some point?
I'm a plague to my own Wi-Fi, and that is a
All right.
It
Who
literally
am
says
I?
I have full bars on my thing. But
Oh,
I can't
don't
send a
forget to get
message, and it
Necrolix.
just-
Moon.
I would get Necrolix, but they don't exist.
Oh, Necro, hurry up
Oh,
and get
that
in. I
happens.
told you
No,
to get it.
I just don't exist sometimes. Don't worry about that. Wait.
Moon.
Oh, okay.
Let me fix that.
I'm kind of stuck in here till I get
I'm
out.
questioning.
What version are we playing?
Moon, I'm questioning your method.
Literally any version between 1.08 and present. Hypixel works with pretty much all of them.
Oh, you were on Hypixel.
Oh god.
Yes, we're gonna be doing.
Gosh,
So there's
that's
a
good.
party game where you shoot at zombies, and that's
Ooh,
about
I
it.
like this.
Moon,
Oh,
you're
Wi-Fi's back.
fucking-
Ooh.
Moon.
So I want to point out this. Look at my thing right here. Okay, look at all the things around me, right? And then there's just a blade. Why is
You're
there a
just-
Ah,
blade?
yes.
You're
I'm,
just played.
my stream is looking with their very carefully crafted eyes at this image they cannot see. They're
no,
looking
here's
through
the thing.
space and time.
Flushing.
No,
Flushing.
Plushie's talking to us. That's the thing. It's like,
I am not talking
Oh.
to no stream.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Plushie.
yeah.
All right. Well, everyone.
we send images to each other, and if we choose to, we describe it to chat, and that's how chat
I
gets.
see.
Plushie.
I see.
Yes.
You need to pick that up. You see that little like orb at the left of your screen? It fits onto there like a puzzle piece.
Moon.
No,
You-
it
you-
doesn't. I died on that.
Oh, you died on it?
Yeah.
What the Why does it look exactly like the piece at the like
You have
bottom
to
left of
defeat
that?
bosses to get the pieces.
Oh, okay.
As you can see, I defeated 2 bosses so far.
Gotta defeat your mom to get the pieces.
Oh no.
I mean, that's
Sometimes-
boss in its
some-
own.
Sometimes my jokes are clever, and then sometimes I say shit like that.
Both are funny.
Oh yeah, no, they're both.
Oh. Oh,
Okay,
Moon discovered secret path.
okay, I now exist, so that's
Let me put my let me put my
Perfect.
back on. Let Let me put Lunar on. Perfect.
I exist. Whoa.
All right.
One
So is
sec,
this
I'm
is
so
this all
busy.
that I'm gonna have?
Mm-mm.
No, you're still busy. All right, I'm gonna start without you because currently my chat is having to watch me fail at parkour, and by fail I mean succeed every jump the first try because I am
believe you.
an epic gamer.
Oh,
Lunar,
don't
wait.
worry. Moon's chat is not getting much better, though he's discovered a secret path.
Is it a secret path or an unintentional path?
A secret path.
I see. I see.
And now there's glass.
I'm going back into the whale. Back into the whale.
Oh, that's a whale.
Yeah.
How are you all failing at high pixel parkour?
How are you
I
failing?
suck at parkour. I'm gonna point that out now.
Dude,
For anybody
Why?
I also suck at parkour, but that's because I'm fat and also I don't play Minecraft parkour.
I'm good at parkour in real life.
That's, I'm good at
No,
both.
I would beg to differ. I think that you would be bad at parkour in real life.
I would love to do parkour.
I think that you don't do a lot. I'm just saying this as a judgment.
Oh,
That's my guess.
As a
As a
judgment.
judgment.
of which
Oh, our
Okay.
dear Archangel, judge us sinners, for we are unworthy.
Yeah.
Well, I think that I definitely can't do parkour, and because I can't, I'm
I said
saying
I'm
that
good
Moon
at it in
can't.
real life. I didn't say I was good
It's-
at it in this game. The reason I'm good
Well,
at it in real life is because I lived on a farm for most of my life, so I had to run from bulls when they got angry.
You know, I realized I can't recognize your guys' voices yet. I wholeheartedly thought the person
no.
talking was Moon.
No, you
I-
understand, literally, I do this all the time. I confuse Moon and Plushy sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then I feel less bad, but
Fair.
still.
I mean, awesome.
To be fair, I think after years of talking to Moon, my voice literally adapted to Moon because they were the most high pitched in the voice.
Oh, you've absorbed Moon's voice.
I'm a
I
little
see. I see.
offended
That happens.
now.
Moon knows why that happens.
Yeah, I know exactly why, and I'm not saying anything about it. I'm kidding.
what?
But anyways, so
Okay.
my voice does not.
It's not what? Wait, you cut out like a large amount, so you still cut out. Okay.
I'm offended by the accuracy. I forgot what the actual topic
I
for
just-
tonight is.
I
Number
just-
17
It
on
was
the-
who would be
Oh,
most
the topic
likely-
for today.
Oh yeah, get into that
Yeah.
already, hacker.
We need the topic.
Okay.
We're like 20 minutes in.
So the topic for today was evil and also villains, because I'm both. So
So-
we're going to talk about crimes actively.
Ooh.
Evil.
Yes, evil and villain things.
Also, I thought we were gonna talk about Fresh as well.
Oh, I thought you
Well,
were about
yes,
to
that
say
is
talk
evil and
about the
villain
crimes
things.
that we've committed, and I'm like, I don't think we want that topic. We will be here for a bit.
No, I think that's actually. I want to hear about the crimes you've committed. Would you just go ahead?
I don't think
Don't
I
worry about this.
accidentally-
I don't think
I accidentally shoplifted an eye patch from a CVS when I was 8.
Nice.
Is that your only crime
Okay.
you've ever done?
Ooh.
That's the
So
most
you.
That's the most crime I've ever done, other than like piracy.
Okay, so I
Okay,
thought when you said you shoplifted an eye patch, I thought you meant like a pirate eye patch from the CVS. I was like, how?
No, like
I didn't
a
realize
medical-
they
a
sold
medical-
those.
A medical eye patch that I was going to use as a pirate eye patch. Let's be clear.
I see. Okay,
I
well,
was-
acceptable. But yeah, no,
What is
okay,
this?
all
Is
right.
it just-
Next person, go ahead.
I
don't
will
have
not
any
be confessing anything.
Yeah, I'm
wrong.
not gonna confess mine either because
Yeah.
Oh,
Necro-
no,
Necro-
don't
let's
worry.
just
I'm.
do this.
no,
Listen.
I plead the fifth as well.
Yeah. I
Because
Don't
if,
worry,
if I start listing mine, I think people will start speaking up, and I don't want that shit.
Yeah.
Listen. It's safe here. I'm
No, it's not.
definitely
We
not
are
You're
a
a
bot.
villain.
We are.
No,
You're
listen.
not.
It's not safe in here.
I
don't
don't.
believe.
It's.
It is
Wait,
not
listen,
safe.
you are not.
It's-
safe.
How are you doing, Necro? Let's
Well.
continue on this. What crimes are we going to start off with, guys?
Well,
Apparently-
first of all,
Wait, are we talking about like Okay, on the subject of crimes, I do want to go on this kind of little tangent.
Yeah.
Crimes that should not be crimes, aka stupid laws.
Oh,
Uh,
owning a
I
lobster
can,
too
I
short
can stay
is
here
illegal.
forever.
Okay, I want to point out, in Tennessee, it is illegal to kill a whale in a pickup truck. And now you're going to see the problem with this right away. Tennessee is landlocked.
yeah, and also, is it specifically in a pickup truck? Because I would like to know how
Yes,
people are getting
you are not
whales into their pickup trucks.
It is literally the rule or the law that you cannot shoot a whale from inside of a pickup truck in Tennessee for some reason.
That's really funny.
What happened?
In Tennessee, it is also illegal to share your Netflix password. That's just a fun one I threw in.
That's crazy.
Hey Dad, what's the Netflix password?
FBI, open up.
This game.
Closes the windows, locks the doors, brings him to the bathroom. It's Y07.
Police bust in through the fucking doors. Hey, I love this game.
FBI, open
Yeah.
up. No, you have the Netflix password.
Open up!
Alright, perfect. We've loaded into the area.
Why am
I
I
think-
being
I
messaged
think-
by somebody I would not want to be messaged by right now?
See, here's the thing. We could talk about
Oh, hi,
stupid
Nick.
crimes all day because in reality, every single one is stupid. There's so many laws and things that are just ridiculous and have no reason, have no place in this society. However, you know what's also interesting? What is something that you would do if it wasn't a crime? Because I can think of a lot of
Own a
things,
lobster
and
too short.
I'm not going to. You know, you and your lobsters, you have something to say.
Punch somebody right in the face.
First of all, if I could do something that wasn't a crime, it would definitely be shoplifting.
What?
God, that's
Because
so
there is-
basic. That's so
No,
vanilla.
no,
I was
you
I
don't
want to
Anything.
punch
You
somebody
don't
in the
understand
face,
because
but
you're
not
still a wee you're still a wee babby child, and you don't understand what it's like to be a college student living in New York with literally no money except for what your mom cash apps you every now and again. When I tell you I've considered stealing shit so much, it is not even funny.
Necro?
I mean, no, that's fair.
Go.
However, if you're going to listen, people shoplift already all the time. That's just a crime that people commit. You don't. It's
Next
not.
time I get a paycheck, I'm going
Okay,
to.
that's
Yeah, we go
kind
to
of
the
like,
church.
but that's kind of like saying arson is just a
Let's go to the
crime that
church.
people
What?
commit. Yes, a lot of people have committed arson, but that doesn't detract from the fact that it is a crime.
I disagree. Actually, I think that the statistical the degree of people who commit arson is much smaller than the percentage of people who commit petty theft. It's called petty theft. It's called petty theft. Do you really want to do a petty crime?
I mean, a crime done with petty intentions is just petty.
Anyways, getting on.
I'm gonna commit petty arson.
Actually, let me check if I have my lunar cosmetics on. Yes, I do. Look, yes.
Okay,
I have,
actually.
yes,
that's
I put lunar. Shut the fuck up.
Alright, hold on. Now I have to think about this because you brought up a very interesting, legal and moral dilemma. If you commit a crime in a petty way, does it immediately become a petty crime? If you commit theft, and it's
No,
just small whatever theft, petty
thing-
theft.
The thing that brings up though is that there is actually a full level of crimes. There's a whole separate classification for crimes committed due to either romantic issues or something else. They're called crimes of passion.
Well, yes, but are those all petty crimes? Can you commit petty murder?
Well, I think crimes of passion and petty murder are two different things.
Someone died there, dude.
I know, that's what I'm saying, though.
I think that petty murder could, in
I know.
theory, be possible.
So I may have fucked up.
I think that is the
Necro,
optimal
what
crime
happened?
to
Okay, well-
commit.
You might have. I'll protect
Necro,
you.
what
Necro.
happened?
Don't worry about
Necro,
it.
what did you do, buddy?
You've got a gun.
Necro is currently stuck behind a block.
I just live here now. Bring me offerings, and I shall kill things.
Also,
I can
I'm finally in, guys.
If you bring Necro a diamond pickaxe, he'll grant you 3 wishes.
I'll just kill everything that comes through that door, and I guess give me things in exchange.
I'll keep her ammo up.
You're gonna have a bit of a situation when the rescue party starts and you have to go to a certain location.
Well, then he just dies. That's just kind of how that goes.
Yeah, no, it's precisely.
Uh-oh.
It's like being stuck in the storm. In Fork Knife.
Fork Knife,
Yeah,
my
fuck
old
Fork
nemesis.
This feels like Call of Duty Zombies all
Okay,
over
well,
again. Oh dear! Oh, Necro! Necro!
Uh-oh.
No, I don't want to play.
Someone is
Necro.
just faded out of existence.
Necro, you good, man?
Is Necro alive?
In the lieu of a man being alive. A man non-gendered. Speaking of which, I don't know any of your guys' anything.
I am a he/him.
Him, alright.
I am not.
Moon, you are bad at your job.
I have no gender. I am.
No gender. Sexy
genderless.
as hell. Hog.
Uh-oh,
Next on the
child.
list. Moon, you're all Eddie, right?
There's only one thing worse than a zombie. A child. No.
Sorry, say again, because I've just found out your volume has been tanked on my end. Perfect.
I have to use
So, a
my
cool
knife.
What is
Something has
wrong
happened
with
to
your
my
mic?
skin, and now my face is.
Oh no!
Oh.
A player who's been turned. Not
Child
turned.
nearly got in here. That would have been bad.
Why do baby zombies fuck you up more than adult zombies?
Because they're faster,
You know
harder
what?
to hit.
True.
I mean, listen, when you're dealing with a fast-moving, small, and lethal threat, it's much harder than a slow-moving, large, and lethal threat.
I mean, that's very true. Consider the Hellhounds from Black Ops 1
Oh,
zombies.
I have no pistol ammo.
Oh, you know. Okay. Now you have.
Imagine running out of ammo this early on.
Imagine.
I'm dying.
Imagine dying this early on.
Imagine dying, you fucking scrub.
It's fine, I got over it.
Okay, going back to the topic of evil, can I talk about billionaires very quickly?
Billionaires?
In my opinion, the rich are inherently evil.
No, I agree. I'm just curious what you have to say about them.
My thing about billionaires is that collectively, 99.99% of them all fight to make our lives objectively worse and their lives objectively
Ignis
better.
toxin.
Billionaires can go suck a fart out of a nun's arse, and that's all I'll say about it.
Hey, we're good. Rich has a really
Bro.
good location to be.
Wait, where's the
Yeah,
where's
church is nice, but
Wait, we're extracting at the church.
Yeah.
No, we're
Oh.
doing the church.
Oh, that's where I'm stuck. That's perfect.
Perfect. Oh, you got so lucky
Yeah.
then. Anyways, billionaires are pretty much no good, and it's not a. Technically, I don't think what they're doing is a crime, but it should be. It ought to be.
No, a lot of what a lot of them are doing is it's called tax evasion.
Okay, you're right. If they're committing tax evasion, that is a crime. But you know what? They're not getting caught about it, and that's the
Or
unfortunate
do you
thing.
need potions or whatever?
I've got some potions.
I cannot find Necro.
Necro?
You added me as a friend, right?
Game last for?
Unless it's gonna start in a minute, where it's gonna get crazy.
Oh, it's gotten crazy.
Oh my god, guys, I need you to look at the group chat.
I can't yet, but I will.
I'm about to send something into the group chat that's going to be amazingly adorable.
Yeah?
It's all of the water Pokemon starters, but they're actual babies.
Perfect.
Oh my god. Something to munch on.
Anyway,
Yum.
Necro.
There's a problem with my darn skin. Somehow the mask on my skin is now on the back of my head instead of the front of the head.
You'll be fine. Oh, they're coming through the door. Oh, there's a child. There's a child. There's only one thing worse than a zombie. A child. No.
2 children. Uh-oh, there goes my knife.
Except my friend.
They're breaking through. They're breaking through.
Are you guys having trouble on that other door? There's like 7 of you here. How are you having problems?
Necro, how's your ammo doing?
Listen, all I'm saying is that
I'm
my
mocking you and I'm
side
not.
I forgot that I'm a VIP.
I'm mocking you for that and I'm not even playing. That's how good I am.
Oh yeah, you know what? I can't argue if I'm getting absolutely destroyed. It's a good insult.
All of these guys are just mosh pitting the goddamn door and it's so hilarious. If you're gonna get up, you need a bit of
Moon, I sent you an invite. Can you send my request?
Moon is in the middle of kicking ass.
Oh, okay.
Right, you're my friend now. We're having soft tacos later.
I accepted your friend request question.
I know, but it didn't say that you're friends with me.
They don't need me over there.
It says I'm already friends with this person, but you're not there. I searched you up.
Oh, Necro, do you have any food?
Not anymore. I did.
Yikes.
But we have 15 seconds, so it should be fine.
Can you survive for 15 more seconds?
Oh,
Yeah,
this
probably.
is easy. Whoa.
Probably. Shaking my head.
Oh,
Win.
yes!
Yeah,
Okay, I'm gonna
well.
disconnect and go back. Maybe that'll fix it.
What?
Hi, Pixel.
Oh, are you finally in? Did you put your username in the chat so I can actually invite you to the
Oh.
party?
I didn't get any
What
food.
just happened?
Oh,
Epilepsy.
no, I didn't. I didn't put it in the chat.
You sure didn't.
It's like, I'm busy
Oh, if you throw it
trying
down, I'll put it in while we're in game. Then you can join the next one.
Oh, I thought I was stuck for a moment there.
Aha, found Necro.
Necro, I'm going to the church again. Meet me there.
Yeah.
That way we can just meet up.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are going for the strategy of staying next to each other and stealing each other's resources?
Yeah. I don't know where anything is right now. I'm like lost.
Oh yeah, you're new to this, aren't you?
Yeah, I don't know the map at all.
Starting
That's-
I think I've
Fair
played that
enough.
game before. Ooh, I can look at the vault. I have nothing in the vault.
Nice vault.
I've suddenly realized that I am not down
I'm
bad.
VIP,
I am
so
not
I get
down
like
horrendous. My levels of down bad violate the very Geneva Convention itself and violates my ability to speak English. I'm having a stroke because of this.
That's why I sent a friend thing.
Johnson, what have you done?
I was
I mean,
I was
I
watching
didn't-
TikTok
like,
while
whatever
you guys were
username.
playing, and that was.
I'm trying to
insane
find the
because I came
church,
across
don't
a
mind
lot.
me.
It's the whole map is one square.
I haven't found it yet.
Your whole map is one square.
How dare you say that about my whole map? Can't believe
Yeah, I
this.
said it. What you gonna do?
Oh,
Well, I'm at a gas station.
you're
I
gonna
went the
find
wrong way.
out.
Oh, okay.
I think you're actually the opposite side of the map to the
Yeah.
church if you're at the gas station.
Rare housing theme mushroom. Huh.
Oh, I don't like that.
Legendary Blaze Morph.
Uh-oh.
You know I got a big ego. I really don't know. It's such a big deal, though. Coming up, coming down, down, down.
I'm trying to figure out the way to the church, and I'm not having a good time of it.
Just go in one direction till you get there.
Did somebody say One Direction?
Ah ha ha ha.
You're insecure. You're insecure. You're insecure. You're insecure. Uh-oh.
Why is somebody twerking in the middle of town square?
Why is your mom twerking in the middle of town square?
Dalton, you need to get a better joke, buddy.
You need to get a better mom.
We already established that.
It's just my first instinct. I don't even mean to anymore. It's just happened.
That area again.
It's also your mom's first instinct. I'm sorry. I shouldn't join in with you.
You should not enable me, good sir.
I should not. I should have better humor than that, and I don't.
And I don't. I'm sorry, they're invisible Uno cards now. What the fuck is this Twilight Zone shit?
I haven't been sent an invite, so I'm just gonna be sitting here while I wait. Ooh, lifetime wins, bedward levels. Let me look at my bedward stuff. I remember playing bedward a lot.
There, I've sent you an invitation. If you don't accept it, that's unfortunate for you.
My doubles is pretty good. I got 42 kills, 107 deaths.
Necro, did you lose this? Oh, what?
What?
Hey!
Trios, I suck at trios. Wait, no, I say I'm pretty good at trios. my 4x4, my 4v4 statistics. I got 1 kill and 1 death.
Hey, I mean, you may also, if you have 1 game, that's fair. But if you have like 7 games, that's crazy.
No, that's only 1 game.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay, here's the thing. I was in a group of 4, right? And then all of my teammates left me. Every single
Rough.
one.
That's crazy.
Also, I have the wrong skin on, so I probably need to change it. But I think it's funny that my face is on backwards. Why is it on backwards? Actually, wait, no.
It's to fool the zombies, clearly. They'll think they're approaching you from the front and they'll be like, oh, I've got him now. And then they'll just not.
No, it's just flip.
I like to think that all zombies just sound like men from the 1950s. Oh, I've got them now. Well, showing up a flip.
You. Listen. Don't question me about my zombie knowledge. I have more years of experience than you could ever dream of fighting zombies, and that is a true fact that I did not make up.
But what was that fucking thing? It was like, hey Charlie, what you gonna do? I'm gonna shoot you with this gun. That'll ruin my day.
That'll ruin my day.
I don't know what the actual quote before it was, but I do remember that.
I sent it in chat. For your enjoyment.
Very good skin.
How bad it is. It's literally backwards.
Where are we going?
Cornfields. I don't know what that is, but
It's next to the barn.
Where's the barn?
And yes, did I make my skin me? Yes, I did.
It's next to the church.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh,
I
I see
made
it.
it me.
I like the skin though. I need to take a good moment. You know, when I'm not shooting the hell out of zombies, I'm gonna take a good moment and look at your guys' skins.
okay.
My skin's on backwards, so it's not as good as it's supposed to be, but
I mean, I can just look at you backwards. It's fine.
no, I mean like the only thing that's backwards is the toggleable stuff.
Well, I do not know how you would even manage that, but you know what? That's how it is.
What you know about rolling down in deep?
You know what? I think this may be the skin that I made that had the toggleable thing backwards.
Why did you make it backwards?
You know, I
That's probably my April Fool's skin, and I didn't notice.
I have found a TikTok sound that basically describes me the moment this podcast started.
Oh.
And something can go wrong. Oh no, it wrong.
We need to actually talk about this about a podcast, guys.
That's true. We do need to talk about it.
The subject is evil. The problem is I was on topic for 2 seconds and then the rest of you were in fucking chaos.
No, I wanted to talk about. Listen, I think that we need to get a good
This
villain.
is not a
What
good
is-
topic.
Oh, that would be cool.
I'm gonna be 100% honest. We do not have a good topic to start off with.
I
Yeah.
think that you just don't know enough villains.
I
Really,
like,
if you think
I
that
like
ours
Mr.
is not a
Barnaby.
good-
I know quite a few villains. The problem is all the villains I know, the only person who would know any of the villains is Boom.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
How are your villains so obscure? Did you make them yourself?
No, they're from a show that doesn't exist in America and you can only watch it via piracy. It's called Kamen Rider. It's one of the most popular shows in Japan.
I mean, okay, but consider our Japanese viewers would know what you're talking about.
Consider, I don't think we have Japanese viewers, my guy.
I think that you need to diversify your audience.
No!
That's not exactly a thing we have control of.
I wish I could see. Necro, are you good, man? Where are you?
I'm right behind you.
I'm dead.
Behind you.
Oh,
Yeah, so
hi.
am
Oh wait, Hypixel changed their darn it took me until now to figure out that Hypixel actually changed their parkour at the end.
Yeah, it changes
Is there
pretty often.
anything I can do about it?
Okay. If your villains are too obscure, and I challenge you on that because I
Wait,
also
so-
have some obscure villains. My villains
Okay,
are not
how
even
about
Alright,
this?
obscure.
alright. You
you.
want me to describe a Kamen Rider villain? Because I will describe
Yes. Are you
Okay.
gonna describe it? Are you gonna describe it as evil gay pirate? Because I have already been introduced
No,
to evil gay
no,
pirate
Zox-
from said
Zox-
show.
Zox does not. Zox isn't from Kamen Rider, first of all, and Zox isn't
I
technically.
play this game.
All right, then go ahead.
Okay,
I'm willing to hear
there's-
of your villainy wiles.
Okay, so basically, to preface, the show that this villain comes from is called Kamen Rider X8. It is a show where doctors use the power of video games to get rid of a computer virus that has infected people IRL and is giving them symptoms, and if they don't cure the people, then they fade out of existence and are replaced by a video game boss.
Ooh, I want to watch that.
That sounds amazing,
I
actually.
have to watch that.
That's the setup. Moon has my login information for the site where you can watch it. Moving on.
Yeah. So does Fleshy
So
and
in Kamen Rider,
Necro.
in Kamen Rider X8, there is a guy known as Dan Kuroto. This man is unhinged.
Uh-huh.
He starts off as basically like a supplier because he's a game developer. You see, he's a game developer,
course.
so he develops the games that they use to get powers and like they use them and all that shit. But it eventually gets revealed. Spoilers for anyone who hasn't watched Kamen Rider X8. Sorry. It's revealed that Dan Kuroto was the guy who made the virus.
Oopsies.
And the reason why he made the virus was, and I you not, because the main character of the series, Hojo Emu, as a child, had a better video game idea than Dan Kuroto had, and he made the virus to where he would die, but it backfired.
Oh. That's
Oh
great.
my gosh.
And keep in mind, this virus literally spawned a world-ending threat. I'm talking Gygus from Earthbound level bullshit. Because he was petty about a video game idea that never got published.
I love, okay, but also based as hell. I love that. That's an amazing motivation as a villain.
How do you go back and do
Yeah.
a game again?
It gets
You do /rejoin. It gets
It-
better.
it gets better.
Oh yeah.
About halfway, about like I think 20 episodes in? Question mark. About 20 episodes in, he fucking dies. Like one of the video game bastards that he created turns on him and fucking kills him.
Imagine dying. Couldn't be me.
it's funny you say that
I think I'm done.
because later on, another one of the video game bastards that he created, who apparently contains the soul of his mom somehow, but moving on, she brings him back to life because they need information about like how to beat the big bad, and he comes back, and as a result of him coming back, and as a result of the new powers that he gained via coming back, he comes back with extra lives and literally starts calling himself God.
Yes!
And when I say unhinged, I mean this man is Mark Hamill Joker levels of unhinged. He's constantly screaming, he's constantly psychotically laughing, and then he'll just like flip back to being completely calm. He'll literally go, like that's what he does.
That's
Perfect.
amazing.
Okay, listen. Legitimately sounds like my brand of villain. Exactly the kinds of people I love to hear about. This is why the topic for today is evil.
Kamen Rider villains are a different level.
My favorite
They
bad
are
guy
listen.
is Whitewash.
Essentially sent computer anthrax to a child because he had a better idea than
Oh,
and he was
Okay.
also a child.
Gosh.
That was the thing about him. He was like a kid prodigy, and so he was a famous game developer at like the age of 10, and then Emu had the better idea than him, and he was like, I'm going to send this kid a literal personified computer virus, and I don't care about the repercussions.
Necro.
Okay, I mean, to be fair, if he was a kid when he made that decision and he just stuck with it until he got older, I can understand why he'd make that kind of a decision.
But
Like,
the thing
when he
about
was
it
still
is,
a child.
it's not even the fact that I entirely blame him for making that decision as a kid. Because it's like, if I had the power to create super viruses based on my own video game ideas to go and beat up my mortal enemies, abso-fucking-lutely.
Oh
But
yeah,
the thing
no,
about it is-
no doubt.
The thing about it is, there's never a moment where he just stops and is like, man, that was kind of shitty of me. He embraces it. He embraces every single thing he does. He never apologizes. He never says one goddamn thing. In fact, he laughs in the face of anybody who tells him to regret it. He is fucking unhinged.
Okay, but no, he's an icon. You have to understand that is peak evil. Like, listen, if you're going to do something absolutely awful, if you're going to do something reprehensible, you have to
Be proud
own
of
that. You can't be like, oh yeah, sorry that I thought about killing the entire world just to get some petty revenge. You have to be like, no, I did this and I am going to take credit for it. Thank you very much. You better believe that this was me, because if somebody else tries to claim my work, I am going to go absolutely insane.
Anyway,
More than I
Where are
would.
you guys?
I'm in the.
It's
Let me hold on. I'm going to send an image in the group chat, and this is the many faces that he has pulled off during the series. And just look at the man very quickly.
oh my gosh. A
Look at the
perfect
progression.
man.
And what's
You'd
bad?
love to see it.
What's bad is
Oh.
that he's attractive. That's the worst part.
No, I think that's the best part, because then it means now he has a following based purely on his aesthetic appeal. Like, listen.
I don't want to be attracted to a guy who sent anthrax to a child.
I think it's funny, especially because it's fiction. Heart emoji. Hi,
Oh,
Twitch.
also,
Please don't
but
ban
yeah.
me for saying that it's funny. Anyways, listen. I legitimately think that is an extremely cool move. And also, you have to consider the fact he may have done it because he hated the fact that a child had a better idea than he did for a video game. But then there's also the possibility he did it because he wanted to. It was like the child was a good scapegoat for like, oh yes, I'm definitely doing it because this child pissed me off one time. But it could entirely possibly be like, that's just a bonus. He wanted to do this evil thing anyways.
No,
And
the thing
honestly-
about Kodoto that really fucks me up. After the Kamen Rider X8 series ended, they released a trilogy of movie called True Ending, and all of the movies took place in the year 2020. And do you know what this motherfucker did?
What do you do? I'm curious. I have to know.
This movie got released And in the movie, he made another version of the video game virus, but this one was zombie themed,
Oh, that's good.
and it started spreading between
man.
people. I'm not saying that Kamen Rider predicted COVID 2 years before it happened, but you know.
That would be pretty. That is a pretty interesting coincidence, though. That's maybe we are living in the true ending. You never know.
The true ending. Oh god, what if it is?
Oh boy.
Dan Kuroto is real, and he's come to kill us all.
I died.
I welcome him. You know what? Also, I just have to say, you might fade out of existence, but bro, if I could fade out of existence and be replaced with a world-ending game boss, I would do it in a heartbeat. Like, it'd be rough, just like not existing anymore. But you
I'm
know
looking
what's
in the
not
group
rough?
chat now.
The fact that I would have spawned a horrific monster in my wake. That's cool as hell.
Yeah.
Let me show you his Kamen Rider form though, because that's kind of the best part of him, honestly.
Necro, don't die!
Like, this is his main Kamen Rider form.
Necro,
I love to see him.
oh wait, your head's on backwards also. Why is your head on backwards as
I think
well?
it's just your game, because I see
Now
you
we're
got-
back to people's heads being on backwards.
Back to people's heads being on
I
backwards.
see your head perfectly fine, Plushie. I think you're just like...
Rest in peace, anybody's head who Plushie looks at, apparently.
Apparently. Why are there
No, it
people
looks like you just
dying
snapped
all over
your
the
I don't know,
place?
because we're all bad at the game.
Apparently.
Oh,
I play this
Right.
game commonly, so this is like
I think I should have mentioned, all of the plot lines that I've mentioned are without exaggeration. Also, this is a children's show. Moving on.
Hmm.
It ought to be. Listen, I had no doubt that it was a children's show. This sounds like the kind of off-the-wall ridiculousness that I would expect from my oop.
From my
God, no, a zombie just appeared. It's fine.
sure, feck it. It was the timing of that shit.
I have to like the Starlight Coke.
Gas station.
Oh no, you gotta see level X though.
Oh?
where's the
one
gas
where
station,
the
Necro?
cinnamon roll boy?
Or a gas station. That's on the other side of the map. Let's go.
You cinnamon roll, you mean
Yeah,
Harado?
him.
Follow me.
Harado's
I
from
don't
X8.
have-
Oh, sick.
Okay, I think it's just Lunar Client that's doing this because this is something that Lunar Client would do just to mess with people.
Yeah, because I see
Oh,
both of
boy.
y'all's heads on correctly.
No, Moon. Parado is from X8.
Yeah, he's great.
Parado, remember how I said that as a child, Don infected the main character of the show with the virus?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, yeah.
Necro,
Parado's the virus.
you're looking at me while you're running away. Stop being faster
The
than I
virus
am.
is just a friend.
Is this the gas
The
station?
Parado is literally the virus that is slowly killing Emu as the series goes on.
That's incredible.
Wait, what?
And it almost does kill him one time, but we're not gonna get into it, you know?
Wait, what are you
That
talking about?
sounds like spoilers.
Gas station.
I mean, I've already spoiled half of one of the endings, so...
I mean, that's
Yeah, I don't
true,
have
but you don't need to
ammo
spoil all
or
the endings.
Swords anymore? I'm trying to fight my fucking fist.
I'm ready. It's going.
Yeah, Plushie, this way. Plushie, we need to get inside. We need to get
I'm
inside.
on half a heart. I'm dead.
Oh,
You can't act as if
No.
you started from the very beginning in the fucking
Oh,
70s
Jesus,
was
zombie.
your fault. I want to be very clear.
you're
I
zombie.
told you, this is a 50-year show, and it will take you a while if you go from the beginning, especially at the rate that you're probably going to go.
No, I'm gonna
And
speak
you
it.
didn't
I
listen.
hit Starfish today, okay?
You
Yeah,
hit,
it's not-
wait, you hit Starfish Hitler?
Yeah,
Yeah, I saw this.
Necro was there for it.
Starfish
Wait.
Hitler. Starfish Hitler was from X. When did you get there so fast?
Was it?
Wait, what? No, we just saw Starfish. We don't know if it's Starfish Hitler, but we're pretty sure.
Oh, no, you've seen Starfish Hitler. You would know.
Yeah, no, it's just Starfish regularly.
Okay, not Starfish Hitler, just Starfish.
Just star parentheses fish.
Necro.
Yeah.
Okay, another thing about Kamen Rider, back in the 70s, it was meant to be anti-Nazi propaganda.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
so, one of the big bad monster guys was literally Starfish Hitler,
It is really funny.
Perfect.
and he was literally called Starfish Hitler. And if nobody in chat believes me, Google the word Starfish Hitler right now.
Yeah.
Hey,
I dare
I
you.
cannot stop laughing at every time
wait,
the
it's really loud
starfish
over here.
gets thrown, it turns into a prop one, and then becomes rude. It's the funniest thing.
That was the 70s.
I can't hear myself think, so hello.
Hi.
Over there, I was hearing
Oh my
everybody.
gosh.
Yeah. What did you
Oh.
do?
I see what you
Above.
mean. That's beautiful.
Yeah. Are we only playing zombies? We gonna play various games, or are we?
I mean, if you guys want to, how many
Okay,
people are in the
So
party?
we can do party mode where it puts us into different games.
Yeah, I
that
know that we
well?
can.
Necro, where are you?
Yeah, no, I'm experienced with
I'm like-
Hypixel. I've
oh,
played
hi,
it like
Plushie.
once or twice.
Oh, hi, Plush.
Oh, hey, we're all here.
If you guys,
Hi, so we're heading. I'm heading
I'm
out.
following you.
You following me or no? Okay.
if you guys after this round would like to switch to just like the party games TM, I can run us over there real quick. It's no
Sweet.
problem.
Yep.
I really like the knife.
Also,
Oh,
you
yeah.
just trademark
Do
the
a
darn.
different little TNT tag.
Yeah, no, I've trademarked Hypixel. It's there's I have no respect for this place. It's mine now.
I can't get out. Okay, I need to get out.
Hang on,
What's
wait. Yeah,
Let's hit
yeah,
this way. So I found a way out. I found a way out.
Yes.
Over here. Let's go to the
Run!
church. There we go.
I like it there.
I'll tell you right now, the church is raided. I just went through it.
Yeah, yes, and.
No, it's fine. It's a safe place,
Oh, I guess we're going
It's
to
a safe place.
the high school.
apparently.
This is where
Sorry,
everyone
I
else
like
is.
going to
That's
the
so-
high school. It's fine.
It's fine.
I like where I can run.
I wish people would make more outlandish content. I wish that there were more things that were just absolutely ridiculous and wild to
Hey,
witness in the world.
Do you want to hear something absolutely ridiculous and wild?
I do. I would love to hear something absolutely ridiculous and wild. What have you got for me?
There's a guy on TikTok who cosplays the purple guy from Five Nights at Freddy's, and his actual legal name is William Afton.
That's amazing.
That is crazy. Was it
Oh, I
William
think I know
Afton
you're talking
before?
about. She Necro, where are you?
Was it William?
Huh?
There you
Was
go.
his-
Oh, there you both are.
His tag is at real_life_William_Afton.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Was that his name
Yeah,
before
Dalton.
Five Nights at Freddy's, or did he love it so much that he
Yeah.
changed it?
Dalton.
I think that was his name before Five Nights at Freddy's.
It was.
Dalton.
Imagine.
He
Just
doesn't
imagine.
Hold on, Necro, what?
Send that to me.
The link to the guy?
Yeah.
I'm going upstairs.
Alright, hold on. I got you, Necro.
Oh, there's nothing up here.
I DM'd it to you under the cone picture, and you know what the cone picture is.
Yeah, I know what the cone picture is.
Nobody else knows what the cone picture is, and we're gonna keep it that way.
Okay.
Okay,
What's the cone picture?
if you
Shut up.
you think that I don't deserve the code knowledge, I'll trust you on that.
You don't want to know the cone knowledge, that's the part.
No, see, that's the thing,
Sorry,
is
I'm
I
writing it.
trust that I don't want to know, which is why I'm fine. It sounds like the kind of thing that has a cursed history behind it.
Oh,
Or a
It's
cursed present,
I was
currently.
about to say, it's a cursed present, it's not a cursed history.
Yeah, alright.
There's nothing. There's nothing in there.
no, I've refilled. That's right. Where are we heading?
I don't know where y'all are going, but I'm
Oh,
in
we're staying in
the
the-
one room.
Yeah, we're here with you.
I see.
Hello.
Those guys can perish, I don't mind.
Alright, does
I know
anybody
where
else, anybody else want to talk about his villain, or am I going to carry the podcast?
Oh
Yeah,
no,
I
I
wanna
can
hear
I
more
can talk about a villain. No, if you guys want to hear about a
I
different
want to hear villains from you.
if you guys want to hear about a different villain, have I got one for you, and their name is Fresh. So this is not from any particular media. However,
Get away,
it is
anime boys! Oh,
confirmably
fuck, it's the anime boy!
confirmably an evil character. I'm going to refer to them as Fresh Lucidia because that is going to be the comic that they are from. If you are in any way familiar with the video game Undertale and its surrounding community, you may
Yes,
have
I
heard
am.
of Fresh.
Oh,
You may
God.
have heard of Fresh. Aha. I happen to be a Fresh aficionado.
I
A big
used to
Fresh
know-
enjoyer, if you will.
I used to know so much about Fresh. I used to RP Fresh.
You did! I want to
Kinda.
hear what you know about Fresh, and I'm going to judge you based
Well,
on how
The
accurate
thing
it
is,
is.
the thing is, you and I know two different versions of Fresh because you know the original
Well-
version of Fresh, and I know the Tumblr version of Fresh.
They're both. What do you mean that's a different version? Fresh spawned on Tumblr.
The other Tumblr version of Fresh.
Ah, so the bad version of Fresh, that is a disgusting abomination that should have never existed because it completely defiles his original characterization. Got it.
Yes.
Listen, I have some strong feelings about Fresh, if you couldn't tell. Namely, the absolute destruction of his character by those who pretended to make him exist in writing. Because listen, the thing that annoyed me particularly is that people would just kind of completely
You're a
ignore
zombie!
the
I
fact.
hate your zombie right now.
We all died.
I
People
couldn't
would
tell if
just
it was
kind of
facing me or not.
completely ignore the fact that, in fact, he's A, a parasite, B, emotionless, and C, not capable of a relationship. All three of those things seem to happen constantly, and it's very annoying, actually.
At one
Oh,
point, didn't they
no.
make him a ubu soft boy?
Yes. That is
No, they make everyone
no,
into an uwu soft boy.
that
That
is
just
what
happens
is
to
known.
everyone.
No. The Uwu Soft Boy is what is known as Swap Fresh, but that's a different story.
okay,
No,
yeah.
see,
So I was making sure I got that
Pedro.
right because I remembered something about that, you know?
See, here's the second thing. When you start getting into AUs of Fresh, that's where it really gets spicy. By spicy, I mean even more detestable. Because people were not capable of making sufficient AUs of Fresh either. They made horrible bastardizations of Fresh and then put his name on it. And you know what? That bothers me.
Well, okay, on that, with AUs, I don't want to
See-
ruin this. No, I don't want to ruin this for you. But with AUs, really,
Wait,
anything
I'm
goes.
good at playing.
No,
I'm good at
anything
playing
does
party
go.
games. I really like party games.
You can't
Okay, that's
bastardize
cool.
a character if you're making an AU. That's the problem.
You definitely can. There is such thing as bastardizing a character if you're making an AU, and I say so because if you're basing it on the concepts of the AU that you're making, like say you're making a swap AU, so you're swapping the personality of one character with another character. That's fine, and I can see Fresh being different in an AU like that. But then the person you swap, like, what are you swapping, first of all? Are you swapping personalities, or are you, like, doing bodies or function? Because
Well,
at that point, then if you're just
Wait,
saying
no,
Fresh
I'm
but with a
going to-
nightmare aesthetic, that's not really a swap AU. That's just, it's Fresh but nightmare TM, which is also fine.
I will say this with you there. Again, with multiverses and shit, again, everything goes. You can't bastardize a character if you're doing multiverse rules because there are no rules when it's multiverse rules. Because infinite realities, infinite possibilities, you can literally do whatever the hell you
Yo,
want.
I'll be right
It's
back.
literally what me and Moon do in our current RP server with the character of Waz from Kamen Rider Zi-O. Because the actual character of Waz, yes, I play him accurately to the show, but because it is my version of Waz, it is the personality and distinct character and mannerisms of the original Waz, but there is character development with this Waz that doesn't exist in the actual.
Obviously, because that's just the way that writing goes. And I don't mind that. Listen, the thing that I mind is not AUs of fresh, even. I don't care about AUs of fresh because I can separate those entirely from actual takes on fresh. My problem is when people take fresh, the original character, and say, I am writing fresh correctly, and then do crazy as hell things like, yeah, fresh is having a child with the body that they're in, and it's like, hold on a second, what are you doing? That's not going to be Fresh's child. That's going to be the child of the host at best, and highly immoral, by the way.
Okay, the thing about that is, first of all, wow, I would love to know the rules of that. But second of all, don't explain them. I lied. That was a sarcastic part. Don't do that.
Yeah. I was looking at Twitch, like, I don't know if I can explain this on stream, actually, because it gets into, like, some weird morality parts.
You know what? Fair enough.
No, so the thing
Our
about...
whole thing is about politics. I'm gonna be 100% honest.
It is not all about politics. You corrupt every conversation we have into politics, bless you.
That's true.
I do not mean to. I'm going to be 100% honest.
I don't care if you don't mean to, it just keeps happening.
Literally no one was talking about politics until you mentioned them, I will say. I feel like that is corruption enough. Which, in a lighthearted manner... Oh, anyways, leave this game, because we're gonna do party games. You don't have to leave, I guess, because it'll steal you.
But what I was saying is... Again...
Returning. Bye, guys.
Again, multiverse theory... I gotta say this, you can't exactly write a version of Fresh incorrectly with multiverse rules, because you can literally just say it's a variant. And if somebody's saying that they're trying to write the original Fresh, then the definition of original Fresh is also very, very different, because the version of Fresh that I know became more popular than the version of Fresh that you know.
That immediately means it's not original, though. If you're talking about the original version, then you mean the version designed by...
If the original fades into obscurity and nobody knows it exists, is it still the original?
Yes, because I am taking that as a massive disrespect that you assume that Fresh would fade into obscurity for one. Because,
he
did not. No, everyone mischaracterized Fresh and completely misunderstood everything he was about. That's different than the original fading into obscurity. That's just many people having a completely wrong hot take.
When the quote-unquote mischaracterization that you speak of becomes more popular than the original version, you overwrite the original version.
And no, that's not how it works. See,
that is
just because
how it works, because in this game... No, in this,
Thank you so much for the raid, and welcome to the stream.
Hello, raiding.
Take them. Take them.
Hello, raid. I am so sorry.
Thank you for the raid.
For the
We
content
are
that
having okay. That's what this game is.
I think that you shouldn't fight me on this, Necroholics.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, I'll leave you be because we're in the same DC.
Yeah.
But moving on. No, because the thing about it is, with the Tumblr AUs and with all of that shit, you have to understand, in that game, especially because it's on a social media platform, the most popular one wins the title of canon. That is the rule.
No, it does not. Literally, that has never been the rule ever.
That has always been the rules. Like, that's
If you think that's how it works, then you have a despicable ruling of original. I think that is a massive disrespect to the creators of every character.
I'm not saying original, I'm saying what people see as the true version. Because what you don't understand is what I'm about to say.
Okay, go ahead.
The original,
what are you about to say?
I saw the first comic that Fresh Sans was drawn in, and let me be entirely clear, I loved that version. I think it was a fun version, but at the same time, the version of Fresh that I do in fact know became the more associated with the term Fresh version of Fresh. I'm not saying that it was the one created first. I'm saying that it is the one that is more known by people as the actual Fresh Sans.
But I think that's literally just misinformation. And to concede that that is what should be considered the original or even the main Fresh is continuing a spread of misinformation that I simply cannot abide by, and that I see is a massive disrespect to all of the effort to characterize Fresh in a very extremely fun and interesting way.
The thing about it is, sure, you can see it as a disrespect to the work that came into the original character. The problem with that being, the original version still exists, and if you want to write a story with that original version, fine, but you would have to specify that that's the version you're doing, because people do not understand that that is the version that is actually the original one. Why? Because it faded into obscurity and the other version became more popular.
Okay, I do not know if more popular is entirely the right word to begin with, considering there is plenty of media written by very prolific people of Fresh characterized correctly. You have Underverse by Jacquet. You have
you just used the term prolific when we're describing media written about a version of Sans. Let's calm down.
Okay, prolific within the fandom. I should admit, I'm a little deep in it. I will concede that point. However, it should be noted that with the fandom the scale of Undertale, there is in fact a prolific kind of like creators and stuff that are extremely well known within the community.
Oh, and don't get me wrong.
Should be taken into account.
I'm not shitting on people who make fan art when I say that. Believe me, if you're a fan artist, you can go a long way in life. For instance, the guy who currently writes Dragon Ball Super first got known on the internet because he was the guy who first designed Super Saiyan 5 as a form. His crazy idea for a Dragon Ball series, and now he's the guy currently writing what's actually canon. I ain't knocking that at all. I'm just saying.
No, absolutely. That's not what I'm saying at all, though. I'm saying that within the Undertale community specifically, there are most certainly people who can be considered a lot more notable within the community than other creators. And that very notable, well-known creators are all using the version of Fresh that was initially conceived by CQ. And most people base their writing off of those popular creators' creations. Things like Underverse.
But is prolificy the standard of popularity?
Dang it!
I don't think so inherently, but I do think that it has a heavy influence, because people will see this character in this very important, very well-known media, and they'll be like, wow, I really love this character and the way that they're represented in this media, so I'm going to use that in my own version of it, and that's fine. The problem is that they then start to mix the two, and then it gets messy, because then you have two conflicting characters that don't mesh.
I'm interested to see what you think, though, because the thing is, my version of Fresh, it originated from a comic from a very prolific, I would say, creator, because they created one of the most popular ships within the Undertale AU sphere, which was Incan Era.
They created that ship? They're the one that started it? Because I know a lot, that one just kind of really started to exist when the two characters existed, because everyone was like, wow, a creator and a destroyer? That sounds like two opposites attract.
Create might have been a strong word. I'll say.
Yeah, I was like, that's wild.
It was the most popular comics of the two of them, and specifically, that version of Fresh was created to be kind of a big brother role, mentor / maybe love interest, depending on what comics you read, for the child of Incan Era, which was known as Paper Jam. That was where the version that I'm talking about comes from, and that's why I was saying, because that is from a very, in your terms, prolific creator, because they created one of the more bigger comics of that variety.
That's fair, and I'm not going to say anything about that, because that is definitely going to get into some territory that is not great to talk about on a stream, I will admit, because, oh boy, the knowledge of the years weighs heavily on my ancient mind.
You are not that old.
How old are you?
I'm 387, and I think that it's rude to ask...
Calm your ass down, Dr. Who.
You are 14 at most. I swear.
Wow. I can't believe that I'm government assigned 14 at most.
Government assigned.
Government assigned.
What government do they?
Listen, they belong to the government that's running this podcast, clearly. Because I
am the
have no rights.
I am the government that runs this podcast. I am the dictator.
Alright, well, are they associated with you?
Why are you
Because I
going
may
for
just
me?
be criminal. I may be criminal
Let's
assigned.
get this guy.
They are associated, and Necro is my highest advisor. But that's besides the point.
Oh, okay, so then it is
How
government
is Necro
assigned
the highest
14.
advisor?
Necro's my highest advisor because Necro's nice to me most of the time.
Good reason, good reason.
When have I ever been mean to you?
Can't believe you've killed me.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Hi.
Anyway,
Hold on, wait, I'm gaming. Never
When
mind,
it
I
comes to
died.
PvP, I'm so
Don't let
decent. Okay.
don't let donut hole come near with the
Hold on.
auto clicker.
hold on, wait, I'm gaming. Oh, never mind.
Hold on, hold Listen, I'm willing to admit when I've completely
How does this
beefed it.
game work?
Beefed.
Okay.
What does that mean?
You've never heard the term? I've really beefed it now.
What the fuck does that mean?
Means that you've failed. You've beefed it. You've completely destroyed any chance of success that you
You're a
had.
pig trapped in a darn gate.
This is why. Hello, Dom.
This is why I had a midlife crisis when I figured out I was turning 20 this year, because I was like, holy fucking shit, this is the lingo I'll have to deal with for the rest of my life.
What are you? Okay, beef it is not new lingo. That is old lingo that I stole researching fresh.
I have never heard the term beefing in my goddamn life.
Oh, you've never heard
Beef it
somebody
originates
say,
in the
"Oh
1970s."
man, I beefed it.
Oh man.
I really beefed this one."
No, I
That's
haven't.
crazy. I assure you, I did not come up with that, and I assure you it has existed long before your time. Beefing it is just a term.
Why does that sound so beefing it?
Yeah,
It sounds like
you've messed it up.
Okay,
Necro,
sounds like a
let's
sex
go.
okay.
Yeah, it does. When you say it like that.
Oh, that's a fun.
Man,
Okay.
me and my girl last night, we went to a hotel room and man, we were beefing it till the cows came home, let me tell you.
Oh, that's definitely not good to see. I'm laughing. Oh my gosh.
Where do I? Okay.
Oof. Bad
Person
matching
helping
play.
me is really bad
Okay.
at this.
I do want to hear about what your fresh is like, and I am still going to judge you for it. But I want to hear it nonetheless, and I'm hoping that you at least have a good basis, because if you have a respectable, like, this is what I based it off of, and this is how I write this character, then I will not be so upset about it.
So,
However, if
the
you
thing-
have no substance,
The thing was, my friend was the one who got me into the whole, and thus, she was the one who introduced me to the comics of the Incan era specifically because that was her favorite shit. So,
understandable.
I was
Respectable.
labeled fresh in my group of friends because I was the one like constantly cracking jokes and like I was the one using the weird lingo. Probably also because I was like one of the older ones, but that's besides the point.
Yeah, yeah.
This is the
Even though
answer.
Yeah.
Fresh is like young.
Sort of.
Oh,
I
It's
just
not. This is not the anvil. This is snowballs.
I would just
Hi, Toy.
but the thing is,
okay.
so I got into researching
girl.
versions of Fresh, and there were two that I came across. The one that you're talking about, which is the Parasite, and
Yes.
the one that I more familiarly know, which is the version associated with the Incan era comic.
Okay, so you
Wait,
don't write a
you- you-
parasite.
He's a more laid back, he's a more friendly kind of person. He's chill and he can be a tad bit of a doofus at times. which I respect.
Okay. All right. So you are full-heartedly in it. You don't write a parasite. You write a skeleton, and you write somebody who calls themselves fresh and who is the whole business. I am perfectly fine with that take, actually.
I don't like the
Because-
way you phrase that, though. I really don't, because
You really don't.
I really don't like the fact that you're gatekeeping what constitutes as a fresh. I really don't fucking like that. I'm gonna be completely honest with you.
You know what? That's fair. And you know what? The thing is, I think I'm allowed to gatekeep fresh for myself because I have no power over any kind of community but my
Gatekeeping it
own.
for yourself is fine, but when interacting with another person, using a terminology as in, oh, you roleplay somebody who calls themselves fresh. It's like, that's
Okay,
not...
you know what? That's okay. The reason why I say that is because between the two takes, it's really, really hard to say. Like, okay, I could say the same thing about you roleplay somebody who calls themselves Sans about a swap Sans, because in all
Exactly.
actual, is that Toby Fox's writing of Sans? No, it is not Toby Fox's writing of Sans. That's some
And
whack as
that's
hell
what I was
AU.
going to say. I was like, you could literally make the same argument for many other things, including but not limited to Spider-Man. Because if I roleplay Tom Holland's version of Spider-Man, or if I roleplay the version of Spider-Man from Into the Spider-Verse, somebody can literally come up to me and say, "Oh, you roleplay a version who calls himself Spider-Man." When in actuality,
I think actually, that's extremely different because those are confirmably versions of Spider-Man that were
No.
created by official sources and
have you
recognized.
met Spider-Man fans?
I have
you met
not, and I am
Spider-Man?
also not a Spider-Man fan myself, so I
Let
don't
me
know
tell
enough
you,
about
when
the
you've
Spider-Man
not
lore.
been to the places I've been, it doesn't make sense. But when you've gone where I've gone, it makes total sense. They've seen
You
screenshots of the arguments I've had on Twitter over Spider-Man.
Oh boy. I think that Spider-Man is a very inherently different beast than Sans Undertale AUs.
No,
Because-
but the thing is, Spider-Man is one of those. It's one of those multiverse characters. It's one of those
Yes.
characters that has alternate. Shut up! I'm talking.
Valid. Alright, I will be quiet. I respect that.
Sans and Spider-Man are both iconic characters who both have multiversal things. Granted, all of Sans' multiversal variants, except for the ones that exist in the game, because the game also applies to multiverse rules, those exist only as fanon, and a lot of the Spider-Man ones are actually canon. However, it's still multiverse rules, anything still goes, and that mindset is still one, gatekeepy, and two, very inconsistent when you use it in the case of Spider-Man as well as Sam. Because if I had an OC who was a person who called himself Spider-Man but was not Peter Parker or any variant of the such, then somebody could easily say to me, oh, you roleplay a person who calls themselves Spider-Man but X, Y, and Z. That is why I don't agree with that phrasing, because it can be
Okay.
used in very destructive ways.
It can be used in destructive ways, but it can also be used in good ways, because then
How?
on the
I
flip
don't-
side... Okay, no, I'm about to explain, so shush. Now it's my turn to tell you to shut up for a second. If you have a character, using your example that you just gave, if I created a character that called themselves Spider-Man but was not inherently related to Spider-Man, and everyone assumed that they were an AU, and I did not intend for that, I would be very reasonably upset about the fact that everyone has assumed that my character, who is simply called Spider-Man, is not, like, that they're assuming that it is actually a Spider-Man existence, because then they're making assumptions about what kind of character it's supposed to be, and they're trying to, like, oh, you know, so they have the whole radioactive spider thing, and they're like, oh, do you want to have a relationship with my AU of whomever the hell Spider-Man dates nowadays? And it's like, yeah, so they have shooting web powers.
He dates about 3 people at once nowadays, let's be honest.
Yeah, let's be honest. But the thing is, that's not what I intended of my character. I simply named them Spider-Man, and now everyone has assumptions about the character that were
Okay.
not my intent. That's not good.
I
It's
feel
not
like
good
you-
to say
I
that
feel
it's
like-
legitimately a Spider-Man if it's not. They just call themselves Spider-Man. Your example is falling apart because it
No,
simply
I feel like
does not
but
apply.
I feel like you've twisted my words here, because
I don't think
the thing
I have.
is, no, you have twisted my words, good sir, and I'm going to explain to you how.
This
Okay,
The
go
thing
ahead.
is, you use the phrasing somebody who calls themselves fresh.
Yes.
Now, you said specifically that in your case of your Spider-Man who calls himself that it's not meant to be an AU of the actual Spider-Man. What you're not
Yes.
understanding is that the version of Fresh that I roleplay as that you consider a fake is meant to be an AU. This is not an assumption, this is a fact. It is meant to be an AU. He is meant to be Fresh Sans. He has the makings of the Fresh Sans, but it's a different version that is not a parasite and is just like a chill dude.
Fair.
Your version of saying, "Oh, this character calls himself Spider-Man but has nothing to do with the actual Spider-Man," twists my words because I'm not saying that this character has nothing to do with Spider-Man. I'm saying this character calls himself Spider-Man and is Spider-Man but is not the Spider-Man Peter Parker Earth 616. This is a different
Alright.
Spider-Man, different person entirely. Same with Fresh Sans. He is Fresh Sans, but he is not the Fresh Sans that you know. But you don't get to call him fake. That is my point. That is gatekeepy as hell, and I don't
Alright,
appreciate.
you know what? I will concede you have caught my bluff and or tomfoolery in twisting your words. I will concede to that because dang nabbit, I thought it would work. However, I do also think that there's an inherent difference between Spider-Man and Sans purely because all of the Sans AU content that exists is inherently original content beyond the fact that it's Sans. Whereas the Spider-Man AU content that exists is actually canon content that was created by the original or current creators of Spider-Man that are making their own story out of it. If Toby Fox made an AU, then I would call that official canon media. Or even if Timmy Chang.
But the question is, do you genuinely think that there are not people who have created versions of Spider-Man who call themselves Spider-Man but have no connection to Steve Ditko, Marvel, or Disney?
Hold on, say that question again because I completely...
No, because your argument that you made just there, where there's an inherent difference where all the Spider-Verse multiverse content is canon created by the characters, do you honestly think that there is not an inversion?
Alright, that is a misspeak on my... Now you're twisting my words, because that's
I didn't twist your words, you just spoke incorrectly.
I don't even need to say
fine.
anything,
I've
honestly.
spoken correctly. I've spoken incorrectly, however, I argue that you are ignoring my point in favor
I'm not
of saying
ignoring
that
your
I
point,
spoke
I'm trying to find what your point is! We've jumped like 5 times!
Listen, I just wanted to hear about Fresh, but if
The
you
commonest
like...
argument that this podcast has ever been before is when it's brought up about the Sans AU.
The one thing that disrails the podcast entirely, where the 3 of you can't even participate anymore, isn't politics, it's fucking Sans.
Honestly, if that's not in character for Sans...
Okay, so here's the thing. The problem is I was on Tumblr when Fresh was like a big thing on Tumblr.
Yeah.
But I don't remember
he was never a big thing.
about it.
Let's be honest, Fresh was never a big thing.
So it was only me that got like every
No, listen, I was obsessed.
Okay, small problem. My game is like bugging to all hell and I rubber band like
That is rough.
This is not going to go well for me. Especially this.
Because let me clarify myself. I concede your point that the Fresh that I know and the Fresh that you know are not the same person.
Yes.
That is the point
honestly,
I concede.
Okay,
the thing that I've taken issue with is the way that you basically gatekeep what a Fresh is. That is the part that I take. That is the part that I took prehense with.
I'll be entirely honest, if you want to say that my Fresh is not the real one, I would let you. Because I do understand that people
But I would never say that, because that's not a good mentality to have about any fan base or any work of media. To say that something isn't something is just a very blatantly bad lie. It really is.
But
it's just...
no, because the issue is when you don't when you don't have some degree of separation, then you come into the issue of there's no actual real fresh at that point. There's
But
nothing
there
that
is
actually
there is a degree of
is.
separation, and we found out what the degree of separation was. Specifically, the artist that created the version of Fresh that I know. That is the
No.
degree of separation.
That's not. They've pulled the artist that you're talking about, because I'm pretty sure I know what it is, still pulled from what was supposed to be the original Fresh and took concepts from that. There is a level of there's a large level of inspiration from the fandom itself, where there was essentially like an echo chamber of like what the characterization was, which is not really good for a character. And I'll say that because it's not bad in that the character can have more development. That's a great thing. However, the thing that's not great is when you end up with a character that has no character because no one knows how to write them anymore, because there's nothing consistent about them. I have been looking into Fresh for a very, very long time, and the largest issue that there ever is that nobody writes him consistently at all, ever. Unless they do extensive research through the miles of, the miles of inaccurate content to find the things that are actually fairly substantial and say, aha, okay, I finally have a good example of how to write this character now. When people don't have that, they just say, well, dang it, I guess this character just doesn't have any canon or any existence at all, and I have to make it up, which is not true. It has an actually very storied canon, and there's a lot about the character that you can both A, learn from, and B, play around with, that's entirely foregoed for the sake of, well, it's a haha funny man from the fandom, which completely obliterates a lot of story potential that Fresh would have otherwise.
You can't say completely obliterates when you have now given examples of the possibility that people can write him. But that's not what I'm going to contest. That's not what I'm...
was haha funny man.
That's not what I'm going to contest, however. I just wanted to point that out before I began.
Okay, I will try and use more precise wording from now on in this conversation, because clearly hyperbole is not allowed.
I'm not saying hyperbole is not allowed, it's just the fact that it's confusing me to try to translate it. But moving on, the part that I'm going to contest is...
Yeah?
I guess the use of the word accurate is going to be the first point, because again, the trouble with different versions of a character is that you could be accurate to one version and not to another. There's a degree of separation, it just has to be specified.
Okay, so you agree that it needs to be specified.
Oh, 100%.
Okay,
but the thing about it is,
how about when
the people that
specify?
Okay, if a person doesn't specify what version of Fresh that they're writing, and that's not the version that you're used to, then I 100% agree that you can say, hey, that is not the version of Fresh that I know. Like, and you can ask them, like, what are you getting your thing from? And then you can say that, like, oh, well, this is the version that I know. Did you want to see if you can write this? Again, my issue, the thing I take contention with on you is the statement that there is a true version, because yeah, there is an original version, but the thing is, in acting, there's something called interpretation.
Obviously. And I don't mind that there's interpretations. The problem is when the interpretation is so ridiculously off base from what the original is. Like, okay, you have to.
But the thing is, not from what the original is, doesn't mean that it's bad. And the original.
No, it doesn't mean that it's bad, but it doesn't mean that it's misleading. Listen, here's the thing that I'm getting at.
I don't understand.
Real quick, because okay, listen, hold on, just give me a second to get my sentence together. When you have a character that has a defined, like, it exists, well known, it's not like an OC or anything, this is a character from some kind of media, be it fanworks or otherwise, that has a name and has a recognizable identity. if it gets to the point where you need to specify between this is the interpretation from people who are not the creator and this is the interpretation from the creator, isn't that kind of whack? Isn't that really weird? Because
But isn't that what fandom is in general? Because what you don't understand is that Sans is a character with his own backstory and his own things. And we as fans, we have taken him and we've given him completely different things to what he originally had.
Yeah,
and we use the specifiers. So I want to understand why that can't exist to you. Why is that
But
whack?
no, it can't exist. No, listen, shush. It does exist, but people don't do that for Fresh. They do it for Sans. They're like, oh yeah, I'm writing this version of Sans. Or they're like, oh yeah, I'm writing the closest to the original Sans as I can get. And they say original Sans. Why are you having issue with me saying that there's an original Fresh that people don't specify when they're
You
using
don't
the
say
original?
original, you say real or true, and that's the language that I have contention with, because one, that's gatekeepy as fuck, and two, multiverse rules, there isn't a true one.
Okay.
So
Can
here's
I
my
cut
offer.
in?
What if I just? Sure, go ahead.
At all.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
I am only getting through this through the caffeine of
He's
this.
right. You
Starlight
are being
Coke.
really gatekeepy with the way that with the wording you were saying, but I get the point that you're coming across with. Is the thing. You're coming across with a thing of you don't like it when people do not stick to the characters that are written for this darn AU, right?
Yes, it's a very frustrating when people are like, yes, I'm writing this character, but they're not actually.
Problem with creativity. There is no right way to be, and that is a part of somebody's creative aspect into the game of that they're playing.
Yes, and that's acceptable. That's fine.
Writing.
I don't have issues with people creating their own content. And I especially don't have issues with people creating their own interpretations of
soon.
any character.
But
we're ending soon?
Yeah.
Well, then I better wrap up this quick.
Yeah. I just.
So here's what I will say about this entire conversation, because I do think it's been a very good one, and I like debating. Hi, I am toylucent. I like a good argument / debate. I will change my phrasing to be less gatekeepy. I can use original instead of true or real, because I do see where that's kind of having an issue. I don't think it should be an issue, because to me the words are the same. It's like, if you're the original, then you are also the first, the true, and the real, because you were the one that was intended. However, for the sake of this, I'm willing to say, yeah, no, that's kind of gatekeepy, and that kind of sucks, because gatekeeping in general sucks.
But would you go into it,
Just like
way I view it is, would you go into a creator saying, hey, this is like the original, or would you say like this is like the real one? You would say the original, because saying it's like the real one is kind of weird to say.
It invalidates the person. That's what I'm getting at. You're invalidating this person's work because it's not the version that you prefer, and that's the part that's not.
It's not the version I prefer is really weird wording, considering there is an actual real interpretation of Fresh that was made by an actual real person. You're now invalidating by saying
And there's a real interpretation of Fresh by a person that I know that you are also aware of, but you also invalidate by saying the word real Fresh or somebody who calls themselves Fresh. You don't understand.
They didn't make Fresh. They didn't make that character.
They didn't make Fresh, but they made the variant of Fresh. Yes, they didn't make the original. They didn't make the original concept of Fresh, but that version of Fresh is theirs, and you do not have the fucking right to call it real or fake.
Yeah, call it the blank version of Fresh. Call it the blank version, because that's what we do with Sans. We call it the underswap version, the underfell version. Call it the blank creator version, or the fandom version. If you call it just Fresh, then that precedes an expectation of what you're creating. And that expectation is wrong, because it's not what the original creator created Fresh to be.
An expectation can't be wrong! That's the part!
Yes, it can! Oh, it definitely can.
Oh
I
my god.
assure you.
Oh my god. No, because what you're not listening to me on here is the fact that there is a very real contingency on the fact that yes, I am aware of the existence of the fresh that you know. I am aware of that. But the thing is, I don't write that version. But
That's
I
okay.
use the term fresh sands because there's not an existing modifier that I can give to his name that anybody would know. So I use the word fresh sands, and if somebody doesn't like the way that I'm writing him, they can communicate and I can
Okay.
gladly write him the other way. The thing you're not getting at here is that there needs to be communication.
You have the modifier. The modifier is literally sans because fresh is not.
We're ending after this set of games.
Okay, fair enough. The modifier there is sans because fresh is not a sans. And fresh has never been a sans.
Yeah, I'm aware. I'm aware of that. Plus, yes, of that.
However,
I didn't understand how it worked. I didn't understand how it
Oh,
worked.
you're
I just
holding
thought
the
it was
ground
wrong.
next to
Yeah. I just didn't realize I had to.
I got your cup.
I am glad to have this conversation. I hope that you're not too mad, because I hope that you know I'm having this conversation casually and in a discussional.
I'm lagging
way.
out as I
That's
play
not
this.
a word.
I'm not. Let's put it this way. I'm not angry. I'm frustrated because I
That's
want
fair.
I want to articulate my words, but the autism gets in.
It's entirely possible that I am trying to understand you, but my autism is getting in the way because I don't see. Because here's the thing, I don't see a difference.
The blind leading the blind.
Yeah, this is a big situation of the blind leading the blind right now because I don't see the nuance in these words that we're using. I'm like, these are all the same word as far as I'm concerned, and I don't understand how there is any context in which original and true are not the same thing, because those are, to me, they have the same definition more or less.
Because
So,
okay,
yeah,
this is the part that I will explain to you. The
Okay.
difference between original and true.
Yes.
The difference between original and true is original means the first one ever made.
Mhm.
The first one ever made, the default settings, as it were. Default
Yes.
settings. Oh my god, that's the best way I could think of to describe it. Thank you, Brain.
Yeah, default settings.
The original means default settings. However,
Mm-hmm.
when you
Bro, you went right past the one that was right next to
if
it.
you alter the settings of something, that doesn't make what you're doing fake. Like if I alter my field of view settings in Minecraft because I don't see well, does that mean that I'm no longer playing Minecraft? No, I just changed an aspect of the game to something that I prefer to do.
Okay,
When somebody changes Fresh as a character to something they prefer to write and they would prefer to see in a narrative setting, that doesn't automatically make that version of Fresh fake because they've just changed one of the settings of the original concept. That's what I mean.
Okay. I think that is the best explanation that anyone has ever given me about anything ever, actually. Because I'll tell you what, that was like mainly, I think, what the confusion was on, and also why I was being stupid as hell about it, for lack of a better word. But now I'm like, oh, actually, that makes a lot of sense, and I see exactly what you mean. It's not fake Minecraft if the settings are different. It's just different Minecraft. I still would stand by the original experience of Minecraft is with the settings as they were originally set, because that's literally what it means. It's the preset settings, and it's the settings that should probably
So you would
be
keep
used
on
in those
auto jump?
cases.
So you
Listen,
keep
I'm
on
not
auto-
saying everything has its flaws. Everything has its flaws in this world, and you should accept their flaws for what they are. And little changes are not bad, but recognizing that auto jump
Minecraft
is
should
the
be played
limited
on,
experience of Minecraft.
If you play at all,
listen, if auto
Minecraft should be played with the darn.
listen, if auto jump is the intended experience of Minecraft, then fine, fine, Mojang. I will concede. Auto jump Minecraft is the original Minecraft. Technically,
Imagine if,
original
like-
Minecraft is like you have dirt and cobblestone and wood, and that's it. It's the pre it becoming a game. That's the original. But
Imagine if,
that's
like-
getting into some semantics.
That's getting into pedantics is what that's getting into.
Pedantics, that's what it is.
Oh my god, that's
Every
the cannibal
developer.
just nailed that fucker in the face.
Oh, I won.
Forced to play Minecraft with
Hey,
awesome
yo.
jump.
For,
Okay,
forced to
but
play
we need to
Minecraft
end
with
the
the
stream.
audio.
Oh, this one.
Yeah, we need to wrap this up.
Alright, well, thank you everybody for coming into this stream. This has been a wonderful... Thank you guys for being a guest on my stream.
What?
That's
Oh,
the
yeah.
order of
Forgot.
Thank you
operations here,
for being
right?
a guest on our stream.
Alright, now allow me to do the podcast outro. Thank you everybody for watching this episode of Agony of Moon. I apologize that it got derailed the way it does. I just kind of like arguing with people.
Oh, I love arguing.
That
So
being
do I.
said,
I'm
go
a bad
follow.
guest.
Go follow.
You're not
well,
the worst
go
guest
follow.
we've
You're
had.
already here if you're watching our stream. Follow Moonlit Dawn, the host of this stream. Not the host, but like the owner of the channel. I'm the host. Hello.
Yeah, you're the host.
The owner of the channel and the person whose brand I have probably completely derailed after today. And go follow Necro, Necrolix, spelled with a 0.
Do you
Instead of-
just want me to link it or some shit? I don't know.
Or do that. But either way, go
Come-
follow them.
come and-
They are, and go follow our guests. Would you like to say the name of your stream channel real quick?
Absolutely. Come follow me at toylucent. That's TOYLUCENT, like translucent. And also go and follow. For those of you who are in my stream, please go and check out this podcast that I've been a guest star on. Would you guys plug yourselves properly so that people on my
We
stream
kind
will
of
know how to get to you?
we use Moon's channel for the podcast. We don't have like a dedicated one yet. I'm gonna try to work on
Yeah,
that.
yeah. That would
But,
be
Fair
cool.
it is-
enough.
It is Moonlit Dawn, all one word, 2 N's in at the end of Dawn. And also go follow Clashing Swords Productions, which is me. Hi. At and that is basically it. Remember, do not cause too much agony. That's our job. And with that, we will see you next time.
Good night, everyone.
Agony.
Farewell, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.